Hey y'all, we are back, honey. We're back down here to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. If you're new here, then hey, bitch. And listen, make sure that you guys are coming in, you're liking up the video, you're subscribing to the channel, and all of the good things, okay, to support the channel. Listen, the first person I want us to start off discussing is Miss Mia Thornton. She's a Real Housewives of Potomac. And she's since relocated to not to Real Housewives of Atlanta just yet. She would like to be a part of the show. However, she relocated to Atlanta. She made her announcement like last week, letting us know that she will not be a part of the upcoming season of Real Housewives of Potomac, as they are starting to film, from my understanding. And it's been conversation about that. Before she made her announcement of not being a part of Potomac, she did put like a tweet out or something. Giving the ladies of Real Housewives of Atlanta their things. Okay, she's like, let me just go ahead and drop a little something down there in the atmosphere, just a little piece. Okay, let me put a little something out there to get the conversation started so they see how the fans are reacting, responding to me joining the show. All right. And just to also let them know that I'm interested as a whole. She's already kind of started mingling with some of the ladies. I know Kelli had an event. Shamia showed up. Of course, Miss Mia made sure that she went down there to be a part of that. I'm not one that's actually crazy about her joining Real Housewives of Atlanta. I haven't jumped on that train yet to where I really want to see her, but I will say this. I feel like a lot of the fans might be more interested in seeing Mia Thornton than seeing Miss Eady. Whew, but y'all let me know. Okay, what side of the fence are you on? Would you rather see Mia on the show, or would you rather see Eady on the show? I got a feeling that you guys might say, neither one of them. But I really just prefer for you to choose out of the two and let me know. Okay. But yeah. So I don't know. I'm not there for it, but I'll probably watch it. Okay, if Mia came back and replaced Brit of some fashion, I might check it out. We shall see. And you know what'd be interesting would be to see the dynamic between Mia and Porsha. Porsha was asked over on Watch What Happens Live, how she feels about Mia joining Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she just said she likes Mia. Mia's a cool person. She had good things to say about her, and it seemed like she really didn't mind if she does come over onto the show. But it really was giving, girl, as long as you ain't trying to take my damn spot, I don't give a damn what you do. Okay, because I'm signed, sealed, and delivered over here. At the end of the day, y'all still got to sit up here and get a spot. Now, my spot is already taken. Okay, I already feel my position. But as for y'all got to convince the producers, not me. Right. But I don't know how much convincing Mia will have to do. I thought that, the people that worked on Potomac also worked on Atlanta. So I don't know. And let me know your thoughts. But I don't even know if Mia should be allowed to go to Atlanta after walking off the stage and not continuing the reunion at Potomac, right? However, I don't think it holds that much weight over at Bravo, because remember when Mary, I don't think she even showed up for a reunion over on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but then she was able to still return to the show. And it was one of the best seasons for me when she did return to the show. So I mean, maybe they don't put much stock in that. Maybe it doesn't matter. Mia may be able to make her way over there. But going back to the dynamic of her and Porsha speaking so highly of her, it would be interesting to see the dynamic between the two, because I do feel like they have some things in common. All right. Now they're both living in Atlanta. In addition to that, they both got with men that were married. Right. They both got with men that were married. Period. And they're both getting divorces from those men at this time. They got with men that were married. Okay. Whether they were working on getting a divorce or not. Okay. They were married. These ladies got with these men, went on to marry these men, and now they're getting divorces from these men. In addition to that, Mia, you're one that likes to hit people with purses, also likes to take drinks and throw it on them, maybe break a bit of glass as well. I think that may have happened in your first season. Miss Porsha, okay, she likes to fight on people in alleyways. Okay, what Nene said, did you catch me on camera doing XYZ? Because Porsha was trying to relate her situation to what Nene did. I'm hollering. But aside from that, Porsha likes to drag people down to the ground. Right? She likes to jump on people and get kicked in the cootie twat. So it would be interesting to see the dynamic between the two and whether you guys would actually get along based on, what you've been through, or if you guys would clash. And in all honesty, I can't say that that is something I would want to see on Housewives of Atlanta, but maybe like on an Ultimate Girls Trip. Possibly, all right? But Porsha, you've already had your Ultimate Girls Trip. But then again, Phaedra did do 2 episodes, I thought so, or two rounds of Ultimate Girls Trip. So maybe you guys could just go off and do something like that versus actually you coming over to be on the show. But you guys chime in, let me know your thoughts, right? But in the meantime, I want us to check out Mia and this sit down that she has over on Dish Nation and how she dishes on her interest in being a part of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So let's get into that. All right.
Speaking of static, okay, so you quit Housewives of Potomac in the reunion show of all things. Could you see yourself on Housewives of Atlanta, and have any of the ladies reached out to you?
Oh, you guys are getting really juicy, huh?
Yo, Nate, come on now, we're trying to get it.
Yes. So, it's a very juicy peach to have. And I am not going to say yes or no. I'm going to go to the table and eat wherever there's food on. And if there's nice, fuzzy, juicy peaches on it, I will grab one.
Okay. So it sounds like what you're saying is that you're about to be on Real Housewives, but you're not saying that. But it sounds like
it sounds like I'm not saying no.
Okay. Leaving the window of opportunity open.
1,000, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know, and I actually think that, you know, I owe it to my fans. Like, one of the things that I do love is that when we're out in the streets and our fans see us and they're like, wait, are we going to be able to watch this next season? Are you going to be on Atlanta? Please come to Atlanta. And I kind of like, you know, if the opportunity presented itself and I was in a good space where I could do both, then I would 1,000% sign on.
So, you know, sometimes people have to get, like, you know, ushered in as a friend of the show.
Yeah.
So if you could, you know, tether yourself to anybody, which friend of the show?
I mean, you can pick one. You know, I know Cynthia. I know Porsha. I've met Kelli. I just met Shamia. She's amazing. I met Phaedra actually before becoming a housewife. The only person that I do not, I know Drew. The only person that I don't know is Angela. But I mean, she seems like a time. I can't wait to meet her. And, you know, I just think they're all so amazing. So there's a lot of synergy there. So pick one.
Speaking of static, okay.
Okay, so that's interesting, right? So, Mia, I'll let you continue to do these interviews to make me a believer. All right. I don't know. She might fit. Mia might work out with these ladies just a little piece. She might. Now, Mia, if you were to go over to Real Housewives of Atlanta, don't be trying to run off, okay? Don't be running off like Porsha did when Angela came down to confront her. Don't run off like you did down to the reunion, okay? Just, you know, deal. You wanted to be over here so bad, participate. Okay, don't not participate like you did over there at the reunion, and don't not participate like Porsha tried to do, you know, in the previous episode. But I don't know how that guy got from what Mia was saying that she is going to be a part of the show. No, but what I got from it was exactly what she said. Like, I'm not going to turn down an opportunity, but I'm letting them know that I am interested. You know, it's something that I am definitely desiring, okay? Because it seems like a grand opportunity. It's a better fit for my family. Atlanta is likely, you know, cheaper than living up north, okay? And it just may be a better environment. I got all my kids here, my family. I got a lot that I probably could show. So, you know what? Yeah, I mean, if they're going to pay me the money, I'm going to show take it. And the peach going to be juicier because the bills aren't as high, is what I would think, right? But also, I noticed that she didn't even mention Brit Eady's name, and I don't think that was on purpose, really. I think that she may have just forgot, or either maybe I missed it. But I didn't hear her say Brit's name and that she knew her at all. She just said the only person she didn't know was Angela. So I don't know. You know, me being a little piece of messy would say Miss Britannica, Miss Bristol. Girl, she might be trying to come for that spot just a little piece, okay? I don't know, but I'll let you guys, you know, have the conversations about that down below. But in the meantime, Gizelle did chime in and say what she felt or what she was thinking, you know, about Mia joining Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, she didn't really give a whole lot over on Watch What Happens Live, but when she sat down with a reality, I think I'm saying virtual reality, she kind of gave her thoughts on the matter. All right, so let us go ahead and check that out.
Yeah, now that she's in Atlanta, if she tries to join Atlanta Housewives, what advice would you give the Atlanta cast?
To be honest with you, I can't even see it. Like, those ladies, like, they wear, like, Chanel and real designer clothes. Like, they don't... we're Fashion Nova. And so there's that. We have shade on Potomac, but it's like in the big scheme of it, it's kind of lame, but fun, like lame shade. Yeah. Atlanta, that's shade. That is deep throat cut shade. It's real in the field in Atlanta.
Yeah. All right.
Mia ain't built like that.
But if one day we see Mia gets her peach, what advice would you give to Porsha and the ladies?
Don't believe anything she says.
Oh, okay. So that's fine. Okay.
So she's not telling the truth.
All right.
But a lot of people feel like we can't believe shit Porsha say. So I mean, the more I bring this up and I talk about it and I break it down, Mia just might be able to slide right on in with the ladies. She just might be able to fit right on in with that group, child. But let's keep going.
Mia Gandhi, we feel Jacqueline would have a place on Potomac area?
I think, she's going to have a baby. Yeah. So I think yes, but not now.
Ooh. Honest thoughts on Mia leaving Potomac and heading to Atlanta, and also without leaving Housewives of Potomac?
I'm not going to miss, me talking to her and me trying to figure out, is this a lie? Is this not a lie? What's true? What's not true? I don't need a jigsaw puzzle.
Do you feel like this could facilitate space for your girl Robyn to come back?
Potentially.
Mia, now that she's in Atlanta, she tries to join.
Potentially. There's been conversations that Robyn may return. I don't know if that's confirmed as they just started filming, but I feel like give it a few months, we might know just a little piece of something. And even if they do catch Robyn filming with some of the ladies, it doesn't mean that she's going to be like a main cast member. She could just be coming back as a friend of the show. So who knows? But we shall see. All right. Let me know your thoughts on that too. Whether or not you would like to see Robyn back on Real Housewives of Potomac. But this is some of the gear that they're feeling like the ladies get from Fashion Nova. So it appears that it's not just Mia. You have Bristol Eady. You have Drew Sidora. You have Marlo and Sheree. So a lot of the girls, and I was already thinking that before she said that, right? I was already thinking that a lot of y'all, because they be getting the money from Fashion Nova to promote that attire and stuff. So I'm not surprised, okay? You need a little quick get up to people go over there. It is what it is, okay? But that is what Gizelle had to say. She doesn't really see Mia joining Potomac. However, it doesn't mean that she won't. Now, also, another thing I want us to talk about is, well, not Mia joining Real Housewives of Atlanta is what I meant to say, but it doesn't mean that she won't, so we'll see. But the next thing I wanted to talk about was with this previous episode, we overhear Porsha. Well, we don't overhear it, but Angela overhears Porsha saying that she'll fuck her husband. Okay? That's what she says. She'll mess with the lady's husband. Angela comes down to confront her, and Miss Ma'am jets out completely, just run off, right? Well, y'all know Dr. Heavenly not going to be gone too long before she gives her thoughts. And she did, and I want us to hear what Heavenly had to say about Miss Porsha and her talking about smashing that lady's husband.
Listen, I know I'm wrong for this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Y'all talk about sleeping with my man, them fighting words. I'm just saying. I ain't talking about nobody. Y'all say y'all gonna sleep with my husband, we got to fight. Especially if you pretty. Especially if you think you probably could do it. Don't say you gonna sleep with my man. Please don't, because I'm going to have to fight. Every time I see you, it's going to be on site. Chad, don't even worry about it. They know. The people know. It's on site for y'all. It's on site. Okay? Praise God, my little man. Leave my little man out of it, baby, because we going to thank God for everything. I ain't trying to be messy today. Listen, I know.
Except for Miss Oakley, who feels
a mess. And listen, I think a lot of people share the same sentiments as Dr. Heavenly when it comes to the situation of Porsha saying it out her mouth. Okay? And nobody really wanting to fully admit it. But shout out to Kelli, because Kelli was the one to go on to admit that Porsha did say those things. She said it in the confessional. And it also appears that Kelli is going to repeat what she said, okay, over on a interview that she does with the Morning Hustle show, all right, with L'Oreal. And we're just going to check out a quick snippet of that. So let me see if this is going to play.
Angela is married to the one and only, is what you said specifically, right?
The one and only, right?
The one and only man. That Porsha said that she would. She said she better calm down before she sleeps with her husband. You actually were the one to expose it a little bit, no?
I mean, you know.
I mean, Angela heard it.
Angela heard it.
Yeah.
I mean, Angela heard it. I didn't expose anything. I mean, everybody heard it.
But you co-signed the fact that...
She said it.
She said it.
I mean, I can't...
Yeah.
You know,
so what do you think about those comments?
I mean, hide your husbands, hide your wives. That's all I can tell you.
Do you feel like your opinion has changed on Porsha?
Let me say this. I can say, being a woman that went through a very nasty, traumatizing divorce process, I feel bad for Porsha. You know, at the end of the day, I would not wish divorce on anyone.
Right.
And I know that it is very difficult mentally, physically, financially to go through. So I can say that, you know, no matter what our differences is with, you know, how she gets her husband or whatever the case may be, I still feel sorry for her in regards to her going through that process, you know, but.
So if her next wedding is Charles Oakley, would you attend?
Now.
That's crazy.
Would you attend?
What is happening?
I'm just saying, you never know.
That's too
I
messy.
would never. I think that's crazy.
Listen, I've seen crazier things happen
Angela,
on the
I got
Housewives.
nothing to do with this. I mean, Angela already didn't want to speak to me last night after the episode.
You said that Angela is married to the one and only.
That's crazy. And I asked her if she would attend a damn wedding. Listen, it is very crazy. And I'm sure there were a lot of people that still showed up and supported Porsha at their wedding, child. Girl, but look, it was a situation, I feel, that people showed up for that wedding because they were like, I got to see this. I don't even know if it was really like in support of I'm so happy for you, as much as it was like, I got to see this mess. Like, she really finna marry this man. I feel like they went to the wedding to be somewhat supportive, but more so messy. But that's just my personal opinion, all right? Now, she also, speaking when I say she, Miss Kelli also goes on to touch on her relationship with Miss Bristol, all right? She does talk about that and where they are with that friendship today.
Just Brit, was she like one of the main women that you knew coming in?
I did know her prior to the show.
Yeah, and now we see that you guys' relationships are changing a little bit.
Yeah.
Seeing a lot of things on the blogs, it doesn't seem like y'all are friends anymore.
Yeah. You know, I think just, you know, watching the show, but no, we are not.
Did you know going in, like, I could potentially lose this person as a friend? Did you really care?
I did. Honestly, because one thing about me is I'm a very loyal friend. Like, if we are friends, I ride for you. Like, you know, like it hurt me that, you know, and I mean, you'll get to see it on the season, unfortunately. But no, I didn't think, you know, to compare our friendship to other seasons. Because when you're a real person, you know what I mean, and you're going into it being your authentic self, I mean, you would hope and think that, you know, you can enjoy this experience together and, you know.
Yeah, that you can remain together. Yeah. Just Brit, was she like one of the main women?
That's real interesting that they've fallen out, considering the fact that they were posting up IG stories last year talking about some real friends, this, and unfortunately, they're no longer real friends. And it's crazy because I feel like it's been a minute since, you know, Real Housewives has broken up friendships, more so Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know, we often see like people that go on the show, their marriages may not last much longer after the show. Sometimes friendships fall apart on the show, and I feel like we haven't seen that in a minute. So it's unfortunate that these two newcomers were hit with that. All right, but next up, I want us to get into a quick interview with Miss Angela Oakley real quick. All right, because it looks like Angela Oakley has, they're saying, quickly become a fan fave. They're saying she just got some stuff she's going to talk about like real quick. And I just want us to catch what Angela has to say. Because she is definitely a fan fave right now. I think it started out being Kelli originally. And I don't even think that it shifted from Kelli just yet. I think that Angela has just been added to the list. I think the people are definitely enjoying these two newcomers. And I think that they did a great job with casting these two.
The ladies are great. I think what surprised me is just how intense, you know, it can get, and how different personalities can gel, or sometimes they just don't gel. And, you know, the healing process is quicker than I normally heal. So, you know, you can't stay mad, and sometimes I want to stay mad. So it's a bit therapeutic for me, because I'm like, you know what, Angela, let it go, move forward. So just the ability to move on quickly, you know, that's been surprising.
I think that's a good point. In reality, you know, in that world, you do have to move on quickly because I know as watching it as a viewer, sometimes it's a drag. It's like, girl, we still here, we still on this, you know. So it's good that you can like. I mean, it may suck a little bit when you do want to stay in that place or you want to stay mad or whatever, but in an effort to push the storyline along, you gotta get over it just a little bit, okay? You gotta push through because it's like we're on the 8th episode, and to see Porsha still upset with this Dennis and Drew thing, it's like, girl, it's happening. What else you got going on, right? And speaking of which, you know, I'm gonna play a sneak peek from the upcoming episode, and we're gonna just get into the audio where it seems like Brit is still bringing up Kenya. And I'm kind of glad Kenya's not there because as much as she's still the storyline for her now, she definitely would have been even more if she was there. Girl. But let's keep going. Y'all allowing this lady to keep saying Kenya, 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 and don't even got Kenya nowhere around. Let's get into this.
Well, how's everything been? Everything's good with you?
My mom is moving in. She put her house up on the market and it already went under contract. So she's going to be moving in the next 30, 45 days.
You ready to come move in?
No, I'll come in for a little while. And then when you have the baby, I'll move out.
Mom, no, that's why I want you here. This is the thing.
What?
My sister, she's coming over to help us pack, share. Yes. So we had a talk.
Okay.
And it went well.
I love you.
I love you, and I respect your marriage. I respect what you got going on.
Let's put all this aside. When I launched my insurance agency, you know, my sisters were working for me. And then I met Mike and we got engaged. I sold the company, kind of draw a wedge between my sisters and I. But since having dinner, me and Cher kind of talked.
I have to pause right there because I really hate that Brit highlights that marriage so much. Like it really is the foundation for the issues with her sisters. And it's like you just told us something different earlier. Like, you know, it was more so you felt like one of the sisters wasn't trying to pull her weight. So you fired her. The other one, she ended up leaving because I guess she couldn't handle how you did business or how you micromanaged or whatever the case was. Then you sold the business. Like, that had a lot to do with, I'm sure, you and your dynamic with your sisters. I don't think that, I just feel like she puts heavier weight on the dynamic of her marriage. And maybe we'll see at a later time more details to confirm that. But right now, I don't think that's what it is. I think that you are the problem. I think that you are the same way we see you show up on the show. I think you show up like that with your sisters. Like always, people are doing things to me. This is happening to me, me. Never really taking a lot of account for what it is that you may have done or how you may have made, you know, people feel when your sister was sitting down having the conversation with you at the restaurant. You know, you turned around and said that your sister, I don't know if she said she was jealous, envious, or felt the way about her not being in a relationship. So, and I'm like, that's not even what your sister said. Your sister said it's not even about that. Okay. So I don't know why she put a lot of stock into this marriage as to why. I don't know. Brit, you might just have issues with women or something. You know what I'm saying? Or females, as you like to say it. But I think it's just you and maybe the company. It wasn't so much as, oh, you know, I had the company and then I got married to Mike and I thought you sold the company before then. But either way, let's keep going.
Talk through our differences and we're moving in a better direction now. Since all of this Kenya situation, Cher has been very supportive. My oldest sister even called me.
Did she?
Sierra called. You know, a storm comes and then now it's bringing all of us together.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. I will say that. I mean, if y'all are being brought closer together, then good stuff, girl.
How's everything been? Everything's good with you?
My mom, all of us together.
Okay, good.
So I'm just trying to see if I can get everybody to agree to come. Because it's like, I'm working through my issues with my sisters.
Yeah.
But my two sisters are still at odds.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're seeing that she might be shifting from being Kenya storyline to where she's focusing on the family aspect of things and the dynamic more with her sisters. And I'm kind of glad because I don't want to keep hearing about the Kenya thing. Like at some point we're going to have to move on. So what else you got going on? And it seems like what she has going on is the sister stuff. So let's lean into that.
How are you?
So everything's good. Got caught up with Cynthia and Shamia the other day. You know, we had to catch her up on what happened in Nashville, girl.
Oh my gosh. Lord Jesus.
Cynthia's having this Juneteenth Bailey Q.
Oh, yes. That's gonna be fun.
Girl, she said she was having a profit come. I said, ooh, honey.
We need it.
Hopefully the profit don't land us in the lake, honey, because everybody is gonna need to be dipped.
I
you
love
know
that.
We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah. All of us together.
All right. So that is the sneak peek that I have for you guys on today. You all can leave your thoughts and comments down below. I see somebody put in the comments where they said Kenya should have sent a cease and desist on her name like Simon did because she's not even there. Yikes. Ooh, well, let me know your thoughts about everything that we just got into on today. Of course, I'm Jami, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. You can find me over on social media at Jami, that's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cash died at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I could face the rim.